Oh, hi. Hello. How you doing? My name is Waldo, and I'm here to feel the politics with you. How's everybody doing today? I am doing good. I'm doing great. I think my camera's a little low. I'm looking at myself here. I moved it to a different position, and now it's a little low. And now it's not really attached very well. God, I am so good at being a streamer. Yeah, that's a little bit better. Anyway, hi. How's it going? I think you might be able to see the puppy dog. He's sleeping right here. He's right here. And we'll grab him here in a few minutes, but not right away. He is sleeping. We'll let him sleep for a little bit. How's it going? It's a sunny but cold day here up in the Pacific Northwest. We had a bomb ass cyclone past couple of days. I don't know if you've heard about it, but it was quite the bomb ass cyclone. Very exciting, very fun. But it stopped me from I was worried it was going to stop me from streaming today, but not. But it hasn't. It has cleared up, and it is no longer coming down. It was really coming down pretty hard yesterday and the day before, but no damage for me. Just a few, just internet popping in and out. Morning, Tools. Glad you could make it. Thanks for coming. Yeah, internet popped in and out. Power went up and down a couple of times, but that was about it. No damage. None of my trees got knocked down. I don't have any tall trees anyway. I have short ones, short little trees and rocks and moss. That's what I got. I got mostly rocks and moss, and that's the way I like it. Uh, but yeah, that happened, and now it's over, and now we can move on. We can get back to what we're supposed to do and talk about all the time is arguing and yelling and complaining about the politics and all the things that are said in Washington and stuff like that. So it's a fun time. We can do that. How about we do that? If you're in chat, hop in. If you're watching, hop in chat. Tell me what you're thinking. Tell me what you're feeling. Tell me what to talk about. Head over to the Discord and tell me what stories I should talk about. And see, when I hit my arms on the desk, it moves the desk. Then it moves the camera. I think I'm going to have to adjust this because, and when I pound on the desk, I don't want it to actually move the camera. This is a bad thing. I'm going to have to move this thing. And you're like, no, not this time. I have had that in the past. The uh, cities, uh, the city I live in had a blocked pipe one time, and it caused a big bunch of flooding outside my house. But then that caused the water to rise in my basement. But that has not happened this year, and so not a problem at the moment. October around here in November around here is always very rainy. It always rains on Halloween. Rains on the poor little children, but that has not. We haven't had any flooding issues at the moment this year, which is good. So we wait patiently, and hopefully, as usually where I'm at, it doesn't get too rainy in December, January, that kind of stuff. It's cold and there's some snow sometimes, but not often. And we got our Crimbus decoration. See my wonderful little gnome man back here. He is my Christmas decoration. He will be there for the remainder of the Christmas season, which is until the end of January, until February 1st. It is Christmas until February 1st. Everyone knows this. Christmas, it starts on the day after Halloween, and it continues until February 1st, and at which point I will put away my little guy, and we'll say goodbye to our Christmas decorations here. Our Christmas decorations are very cute, very cool, very fun, but not until then. So, hi, how's it going? Is there anything going on? Maybe. Let's look at the news. Let's look at the politics. Let's talk about what's going on in the world. Game capture turned off. Oh, and before we do, I spent the last couple of days watching the Grindy Gear Games live stream for PoE2, and then watching other people react to it, and then watching other people react to it, and then watching Josh Strife Hayes react to it. Very good time, very fun. So that maybe I'm out of the loop with the politics game because I've been all this, obsessing. Uh, and then on December 6th, we what you might see is me rush through the politics real fast so that I can play more Path of Exile 2. Maybe, not sure, but that might happen in the next couple of weeks. That's like 2 weeks away. Very exciting, very fun. So if you want to talk about politics, you could do so at the Discord. If you want to tell me what to talk about, put things in there, and then I'll talk about the politics, and then we'll play Path of Exile, and you can talk to me, and I'll still keep a look on chat, and we'll talk about politics while We play Path of Exile. Um, so yeah. Maybe I'll have TTS fixed by then. I think I found another problem with it is the TTS is not working at the moment, unless it is, in which case that would be a shock. But I don't think it is. Yeah, it's not. And I don't think it's working over here either. Shock? Nope, not there. It was definitely not working on YouTube. It never works on YouTube. But that's not a surprise. YouTube chat is the slowest, and I don't know why. It just goes through extra security or something like that. But all three of these, this is from 3 different websites, you see. This is the Twitch, this is the Kick, and someday, soon, maybe, perhaps, we'll see the YouTube chat pop up. But I typed it in there a very long time ago. It takes a very long time for YouTube chat to get on there. But the point is that I think this is why the TTS doesn't function, is that I'm sending 3 different inputs to it. So I think what I'm going to do is look for an OBS plugin, put it directly into the OBS, then the website send it to OBS, and OBS creates it. Maybe. I don't know if that'll work, but at the moment, what I've got isn't working, and it isn't functioning. And that makes me very unhappy, because I really liked TTS. I thought it was fun and a good time. But we'll have to work on that. Again and again and again. It is the one thing that does not get over function. Video is so easy. I can send video to anybody, anytime, anywhere. But audio is hard, and TTS is apparently the most complicated science known to man. And so it doesn't work. I would consider deportation exile, but I can accept the argument. Yeah. Speaking of, bow. Let's go to the webcam screen, turn it on, then use the drop down here. Texas offers Donald Trump a huge ranch for mass deportation plan. All right. Hey, build your concentration camp here. That's what they're saying. They're like, hey, listen, man, I heard you want to build some concentration camps. I got a large empty tract of land. Let's work together on this. You can pay me. The federal government will pay whoever owns this land. And then the government will use your tax dollars to build a concentration camp. Doesn't that sound like fun? Doesn't that sound exciting? Doesn't that seem like a great use of your time and money? Texas Land Commissioner Dawn Buckingham, whitest name ever, has offered President-elect Donald Trump use of a 1,402-acre ranch in Starr County on the U.S.-Mexico border for the construction of a deportation facility. Buckingham, a Republican, made the offer in a letter to Trump on Tuesday, in which she pledged to support what he described as the largest deportation of violent criminals in the nation's history. Trump made cracking down on illegal immigration a key component of his successful 2024 presidential election campaign. Republican candidate said that if he won, the border will be sealed. That sounds impossible, but whatever. The invasion will be stopped. There is no invasion, so he's lying. The migrants' flights will end. That I don't think they were happening. I think he's making all this up. On Monday, Trump indicated he plans to declare national emergency and deploy the military to assist with the deportations in a post on his Truth Social website. That doesn't mean that they'll do it. He can tell them to, but then we're like, hey, listen, we're not allowed to do that legally and stuff like that, and then they won't go anywhere, and then it'll be a mess. It'll be a constitutional crisis because the commander-in-chief's telling the military to do illegal things. It'll be fun. It'll be fun to watch, unless it's awful. My office is fully prepared to enter into an agreement with the Department of Homeland Security or the United States Border Patrol to allow a facility to be built for the processing, detention, and coordination of the largest deportation of violent criminals in the nation's history. What about the non-violent people? What about the non-criminals? They're going to go to? All right. Sounds like a bad plan. Let's see. So this is the large tract of land. Apparently this is the land. Okay, great. Looks like Texas, you know. And yeah, so let's see. They've got the site all picked out for the first concentration camp. So set up get your drones ready. Get your CNN will be there when they break ground to watch and pay attention as they build their first concentration camp. It'll be a good time. It'll be fun to watch. We will tune into the news, and then they'll be there pointing their cameras at it. And then when people get brought in, and when the walls get built, it's going to have fences, it's going to have gates, going to have guards, and you're going to pay for it. You, me, everybody who is a taxpayer, paying to build a concentration camp. It's going to be great. It's going to be fun. And I'll be here to point at it and laugh at it, and hopefully this actually doesn't happen. But it might. This is step one. The buildings are harder to fight against than the actual people being moved around. Once I don't know, it's Texas, so there isn't any trains. Maybe they can build a rail line there too, so they can load people up onto the train cars and take them too. That'll be fun to watch. Socialists love trains. I would love for the America to have more rails and more trains, but not for this. Maybe worst case scenario, we do actually get some train lines built, but hopefully the people don't get the immigrants don't get sent on those trains. Bad news, good news. Bad news, they're sending people. Good news, we got some trains. Aren't trains nice? Isn't that a solution? They move things a lot better than cars and trucks do, and way better than airplanes. Donnie will call it an environmental win. What else is in the news? What do we got? Oh, hey. An earlier comment of mine didn't go through. Has the U.S. ever exiled anyone? Well, sure, they deport people all the time. Exiled? No, I don't think so. I don't think exile is quite the thing that they do anymore. Have they? I don't know. I suppose we could Google it up. Has the U.S. ever exiled anyone? It has deported and denaturalized citizens in the past, but no, exile isn't quite the word we use anymore. They would just call it deportation or denaturalization, which they do every now and then for bad guys and bad people and criminals and stuff like that. We already do all this stuff. It's just that Trump and his fans think that we need to do a lot more of it, a lot faster, and a lot more sloppy. The difference between deportation and exile. Yeah, I would agree. Exile is more of a old-fashioned thing. It's a 15th century kind of thing. But yeah, they want to do it faster and with less lawful protections, and for lots more people based on just where they were born and what their skin color is. Denaturalized. Interesting. Yeah. They cancel your naturalization, which is part of the 14th Amendment. They hate that. They don't like that 14th Amendment. If you're born here, you're an American citizen. Yuck. They hate that. Conservatives hate that shit because it let all the slaves become American citizens. They don't like that. They wanted to send them all back to Africa because that's where black people come from. So you just send them all back. Then they wanted, and now they hate it because it's creating anchor babies, and it's creating the immigrants who come here, overstay their visa, have children. Those children born here are now American citizens. That makes it hard to deport the parents when they have these children. But so they're going to have to do something about that 14th Amendment. What will that something be? It might just be ignoring it. Entirely possible. They might just ignore it entirely. They might try to repeal it, or they might just get the Supreme Court to say that, no, this concentration camp isn't hurting your 14th Amendment because the 14th Amendment was made for slaves, and it was intended for the Africans that were brought over here, and then they had children, they couldn't go anywhere, and they couldn't leave. So this doesn't apply to Mexicans. Doesn't apply unless you're from Africa in the 1800s. So they might take a stance on it that is not what we've had in the past, but that's what the conservatives do. They redefine things. They change the definitions as they need, as they feel like something isn't going their way. They change the definition. They change what it is. They change what it was. They don't change the history so much as ignore the parts they don't like. They'll just ignore the bits that happened in the past. Now, very controversial statement that I'm about to make. Joe Biden has a chance to do something crazy. And I think he should. He has the chance to do a couple of really wild things. The Supreme Court in the past has suggested that the president's ability to pardon people is a huge power, gigantic, and cannot be checked by anyone. You can't. The legislature can't check the president's pardon power. The judiciary can't check the president's pardon power. This is straight from the Supreme Court. They have talked about how it's a gigantic superpower that the president has, and I think Biden, if he really, really wanted to stick it to the man, he would pardon literally 11 million people and make this big fat blanket pardon. Giant, monstrous, 11 million people. If you have broken this immigration law, you are hereby pardoned. Bam. Done. Go. They wouldn't be committing a crime anymore. They've been pardoned from their crimes. This would make it very much more difficult in the courts, and because of for Donald Trump to do the deportation thing. But at the same time, does that have downsides? It has a lot of good sides. Those people could chill the hell out. But the bad news is that it would give Donald Trump something to complain about. It would give him a grievance, which he loves grievances. We need a robust and humane intake process. Yeah, absolutely. That we still need to work on. I agree completely. But right now, there's 11 million people that are worried that they're going to get thrown out, and they're all in different statuses. Some of them just came across the border completely illegally. Some of them flew on a plane to land here to get a job, and then they worked, and then their status ended a year or two after they got here, and then they just stayed. That's a different scenario with different rules, with different punishments, with different varying amounts of complication. 11 million people have 11 million different reasons, okay? And you have to sort those out through a court system. Donald and the Republicans are not real good on that whole nuance thing. They're just going to throw all of them out. They think that that's the answer. Oh, okay, 11 million, great, that's the number that we got to hit. So you're all thrown out. But what about my kids? Throw it out. What about the fact that my kids are born here? Throw it out. Who cares? They're not nuanced people, these conservatives. They don't like complicated nuance. That's snowflake talk right there. I have a reason for the thing I did. Well, you fucking snowflake, get out of here. They don't like that shit. So what they're going to do is try to get as much done as possible and sell it to you in a certain way. And I think that certain way is going to be, I've described it in the past, where they round up the scariest looking guys and put them on the front page loud and proud. These are the people we kicked out. Tren de Aragua. Trump was so proud that he could pronounce that properly. And then they'll tie them to that, whether it's true or not, it doesn't matter. And then they'll get the scariest looking guys, they'll deport them, and then they'll start coming for when they run out of those, and they will run out of scary looking people that are covered in gang tattoos. They'll run out of those pretty quickly. Also, those guys are hard to find. They don't have up-to-date paperwork. They're not trying their ass off to become citizens. Okay, so they're not filling out the paperwork properly. They're not listing their addresses on all their immigration paperwork. They're not hiring lawyers to try and get themselves naturalized. They're not doing any of that stuff. They're not doing any of the government paperwork because they're criminals. Great. They're going to be hard to find. What's not going to be hard to find is the people trying to make the system work, trying to be part of the system, the people who are trying and failing because of money or because the laws are stupid or because the state of Texas changes the laws every fucking 5 minutes to dick them on purpose. So those are the people that are going to be easy to find. Those are the people that live in suburbs. Those are the people that live in houses that look like yours. Those are the people that are going to have their doors kicked in and dragged away screaming while their children are crying. And if we catch that on camera, the people of America will abandon this project, probably. That'd be a huge gamble socially. Yes, I know. It is a big gamble, but I think we can avoid all of that if Biden gives them all immunity. Just bam, blanket immunity from this date backward. If you were illegal, if you came here illegally, he types it up in a legal way and he puts it out there and he pardons 11 million people. God, that would be good. He's probably not going to do that because the Democrats have moved to the right on this issue. If you listen to anything Kamala said over the past 100 or so days, it's pushing hard right-wing ideas. The last border bill that the Democrats tried to push 2 years ago was a Republican bill, honestly. Watch a headshot of Danny Trejo and get shown around Fox News and depict scary records. Yeah, exactly. That's who they're looking for. They're looking for a machete. Machete. They're looking for machete. They think that every single one of these 11 million people is machete, just running around on giant motorcycles, chopping people up and doing crimes. No, man. The very, very small amount of them are doing that. Probably none. Very few. I'm not going to say none, but very few of them are actual, like, super hardened criminals. The most are just working people working in America for money. They're doing everything that they can. And the reason they would want to come here is because this is where the money is. This is the richest country in the world. You can't say you're the best country in the world, the richest country in the world, the most free, the greatest country in the world, which conservatives do say. They say that all the time. They chant USA all the time. They have flag tattoos and they have flag stickers on their cars. And they talk about how fantastic this country is. That's going to make people want to be here. Do you have a plan for that? A wall. That's a shit plan. People climb walls. People go around walls. People go under walls. People fly over walls. Planes fly over walls. You can't say that the giant wall is going to protect you if you've got the best country in the world. You've got the best economy in the world. You've got the best jobs in the world. You have the most rights. You have the freedom of speech. You have all of this fantastic, wonderful stuff. But no, you can't come in. It's a shit plan. That's all I'm saying. It's a shit plan. Tell the entire world how great you are, and then don't let them in. I'm not saying you have to let everybody in willy-nilly, but have a humane intake process. Have a process for it. Have an idea of who can do what and when, and then document them. This guy right here, very dumb. Where would it? Oh, I already closed it. But the border czar has been telling people to self-deport. And I'm going to rant about how you shouldn't self-deport later. Don't pre-comply. He has been ranting about that. He's been saying, we know who you are and we know where you are. I think he's lying. I don't think he knows who these people are or where they are at all. I think he knows the people who are applying for citizenship and the people who are doing the process very slowly, very difficultly. I think he knows those people. But the criminals, he doesn't know where they are. The actual hardened people, he does not know where they are or how they are. He claims that there are 300,000 lost children, and that's a lie. We just aren't keeping track of them. That's all. The government doesn't have a solid address for that kid. Don't let them lie to you. 300,000 missing children. Fuck off. Shut up. You don't know where my kid is. Does that mean they're lost? No. He's here in his house. Stupid. The government doesn't know where he is right now. Well, that doesn't mean that he's lost. Yeah, look at China. They have a wall, and you can see it from space. From space, can we really say that we're the best country in the world if we don't want a bigger the wall of China? You can't account for citizen criminals. Yeah, exactly. Which is why those citizen criminals are the ones Biden ought to pardon. Draft up the language, run it by your lawyers, pardon 11 million people, and then if you want to be somewhat in the center on the right, mention that this doesn't move forward. Anybody who does cross illegally after 11/23 of this year, after tomorrow, if you do it from tomorrow on, you're under the law again. But yeah, create the amnesty. Amnesty. Great idea. Pardon. Huge idea. Fantastic. Do it, Biden. Don't be a wiener. Don't be a wimp. Tell everybody. You should pardon everybody. And then they wouldn't be able to do anything about it because the Supreme Court won't back that up, won't change that. The president has the power to pardon. They have said it in the past. And what I want, and the kind of the theme for today, if you stick around long enough for the rant at the end of the day, is make them be the bad guys. They have promised. They have done the things that I would say that the bad guys. They have promised the things that the bad guy would promise. They have promised to do the bad things. Make them do it. Don't wimp out. If they want to be the bad guys and they want to do all this fascist stuff, make them do it. Don't do it for them. Don't make it easy for them. Make it difficult. And I'll be ranting about that in a few minutes. So if the Supreme Court wants to overturn this giant Biden 11 million people pardon, the Supreme Court will have to overturn the things that they have said in the past. They don't want to do that. Didn't they all agree President King powers? Yeah, they're pushing presidential king powers. Well, guess what? Biden's the king until January. So he should push this because it's good for people, it's good for the country, and then it forces the Republicans to pass laws that will be unpopular. If they pass laws that are unpopular, then we'll get elected again. It'll force the Senate to try and control the power of the president, which they don't want to do. You see, if Biden doesn't get to pardon 11 million people, then Trump won't have the power to deport 11 million people. You will have to control what the president does, which is what the Senate is supposed to do. It's what the judges are supposed to do. They're supposed to check each other's power. If you think this pardon power of 11 million people is too large, too grand, you're going to have to rein in the president's power. And in doing so, it removes some of Trump's power. So I think this is a good idea. That's why Biden should do it, but that's why he won't, because it's a good idea, and he's a wiener. Dems are wieners now. They don't do good, important, great things. They just complain a lot. Is that what I'm doing? Yes, but I'm also not elected. So if I were elected, I would be telling Biden to do exactly this. Like I'm telling him to do it right now. But Joe Biden, listen. I know you're a fan. I know you watch the show. Pardon all those people. 12 million, 13 million, 50 million. Pardon them right now. And then make weed legal while you're at it. You know, make it legal. Legalize it. And then when the Republicans complain, force them to be the ones to vote to recriminalize it. It'll make them look bad. That's how politics works. Making people feel good and making people feel bad. That's how the system works. If Joe Biden legalizes weed tomorrow, and then Trump hates it, and then the Republicans hate it, and then they pass a law to recriminalize it, what do you think that does to them in the polls? What do you think that does to the people who are watching the news and hearing about it and then hearing it taken away? They will feel like their rights have been removed. 10 past 11. Waldo, do you hate Trump supporters? No, I don't hate them. I hate the things that they've done. I hate the ideas that they hold most of the time. I hate that they are filled with hate and spite. I think that they have been tricked. I think that they are drowning in right-wing media bullshit, and that right-wing media bullshit has poisoned their brains. And because their brains have been poisoned, they make bad choices, and then those bad choices, I hate have outcomes, and I hate the outcomes of the bad choices, and I hate the bad choices that they've made because of the bad media. So there's a lot to be unhappy about. Would we be calling the right's bluff? Yeah, kind of. We're kind of calling their bluff at this point. We're saying, hey, if you really want this, you're going to have to pass some laws. And those laws will be shockingly unpopular. Can we legalize cocaine, please? I don't think that one's as good of an idea. That is blatantly harmful to you. It's highly addictive. It kills you if you do too much. Those aren't the things that you can say about weed. You can green out, and that's not even easy to do. But all you do is pass out, honestly. And I don't think it's quite as addictive as things like nicotine or even sugar or alcohol, but those are all legal, and we're allowed to have those. But yeah, I think the weed would make the most sense. I don't think the cocaine's a good idea. I don't. Let's work up to it, you know. Let's not start with that one. That would be the shocking one, and then that wouldn't get my political point across. If Biden did the weed and the cocaine, let's hypothetical say he did. I don't think he's going to, but then the Republicans would come back with a bill that says we're going to make cocaine illegal again in giant letters, and then in the very small fine print, little letters underneath, and weed. You know, that's what they would do, and they would go on TV. They would say, "Oh my God, Joe Biden made cocaine legal." And he did it, and we're going to stand against it. We love the American people. We're going to make cocaine illegal again. And weed. And they would type that one in there at the very bottom. Bottom line, nobody would pay attention, and then it would make the weed illegal again. How about landmines? That sounds like a bad idea. I don't like that idea at all. Landmines are dangerous and difficult and horrible. We should make those illegal. I'm pretty sure the American military doesn't use them in war any longer. The American military doesn't anyway. We used to a long time ago, and we did some terrible things about back in Laos back in the 60s and 70s, but with the unexploded ordnance and all that fun shit. Well, that was bad, and we shouldn't do that anymore. So I'm pretty sure the American military doesn't use landmines anymore. You Russians still slightly do, but even nobody likes them, and everybody pretty much against landmines are used by the bad guys. Putting cocaine back in coke, yeah, sure, let's do it. I think they still use the coca leaves. It's just that they're not turning it into the cocaine. And I think that if I remember, if my internet lore is what I think it is, the Coca-Cola company actually brings in the coca leaves, and they have a special waiver to bring the leaves in and process them a certain way. That could just be me falling for internet rumors again, because I do sometimes fall for those. So it never went away, possibly, or maybe it did. I don't know. What are we talking about? Oh yeah, it's the news. Speaking of Coca-Cola, Walmart just leveled with the Americans. China won't be paying for Trump's tariffs. In all likelihood, you will. Let me put this in the right thing here. China won't be paying for the tariffs. You will. And this is what I've been saying about tariffs the whole time. The stupid people don't know what a tariff is. A tariff is a tax. And to prove that, what do we got? We've got Wikipedia. A tariff is a tax. Can I scroll in on that any closer? Hang on. How big can I get this on screen? How big can I get this on screen? Can I? We're gonna scroll. We're gonna make this as large as possible. Okay. A tariff is a tax. Now, Donald Trump has said no, it's not a tax, but he's wrong and stupid. You see, he doesn't know what he's saying. The things he says aren't true. I've known this for a very long time. I don't know if you've ever noticed this, but the things he says aren't correct. A tariff is a tax imposed by the government of a country or by a supernatural union or on imports or exports of goods. Being a source of revenue for the government, the import duties can also be a form of regulation. So it is a tax and a regulation. Donald Trump, the gigantic increases to taxes and regulation. Hey, we got a YouTube follower. Thanks for pressing the button, Penny Sheehan. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Every little bit counts and helps. Is that another one? Oh, my goodness. What's the name on that one? There's a YouTube subscribe, so that's cool. Super cool. I appreciate it. Thank you. Let's see. So yeah, that Donald Trump is going to raise taxes. Levying a tariff will be an increase in taxes. Obviously. He's going to raise taxes. Because of course he is. But he's going to call it a tariff, and stupid people don't know the difference, which is why we have to inform the stupid people. We have to let everybody know, hey, listen, a tariff is a tax. We have to spell it out in gigantic letters. Tariff is a tax. So, voters who returned Donald Trump to the Oval Office in hopes of living costs would return to the halcyon days before the pandemic may be in for a shock. Arkansas-based Walmart, the world's largest retailer that traditionally has catered to working class and middle-class Americans, warned that the president-elect's plans to hike import duties across the board will be felt by everyday consumers. Tariffs are going to be inflationary. There's no disputing that, Walmart finance chief John David Rainey told Fox News on Thursday. That's not the message the Trump campaign took to the nation during the 2024 election race. Yeah, no shit, because they're liars, you see. They lie a lot about everything. During the campaign, the former president asked whether voters were better off than they were 5 years ago when the seeds of inflation were sown with the COVID-19 outbreak. The resounding answer was no, as 2/3 of the population were dissatisfied with the state of the economy. Trump's labels tariffs a tax on foreign countries with no downside. The foreign countries don't pay it. Walmart pays it. A tariff is a tax on a foreign country. That's the way it is whether you like it or not, Trump promised supporters. It's a tax on a country that's ripping us off and stealing our jobs. This is an incorrect statement. Either he knows that it's wrong and he's a liar, or he doesn't know it's wrong and he's an idiot. I kind of think it's that second one, honestly. But that means that Walmart will have to pay more for the things that they get from China and put in their stores, which means that the price goes up. Waldo, don't you and Bernie talk about taxing the millionaires and the billionaires? The billionaires have to pay their fair share. These companies, they need to pay the 1% they need to pay. Yes, but that's not on a tariff. It's on their profit. There's a difference. If a company has a CEO who's making billions, tax those billions that he made. Tax the CEOs, tax the people's income at the end, tax them when they try and dodge, when they buy and sell stocks, tax them when they cash out their stocks. Normal people don't own stocks. The middle class doesn't own stocks. So an increase to the capital gains doesn't hurt the middle class. But yeah, KBP, you're absolutely right. This is the blind spot. Conservatives don't know that tariffs are a tax. They ignore it. And if they think that if anybody tries to point, when Waldo comes over here, when Waldo's like, hey guys, listen, look. Tariffs are a tax. They move their stupid little blind spot over here. And then I come over here and I'm like, hey guys, listen, tariffs are a tax. And then they move their blind spot. They don't care. They will hide from the fact that the tariff is a tax. They don't like it. They feel like it shouldn't be. Feelings trump facts. Yeah. People don't respond well to being talked down to and condescended. I think it's not an insignificant part of why people on the right don't listen to people on the left. You're entirely right. I think you're correct. Donald Trump tells them a thing. They want it to be true, so they believe it. And then if I tell them that he's lying, they get upset. I'm attacking them. I'm harming them. I'm hurting their opinions, and I'm harming their belief. And then that is the most important thing to a person in America is their beliefs. So what was I thinking? Where was I going with this? Yeah. The charging the CEO income tax is a way to recirculate that wealth. There's a way for him to avoid that tax. If you follow leftist taxation policy, there's a way for that very rich billionaire CEO to dodge the tax. You know what it is? Pay his workers more. Take that money that the government would be taxing and instead pay your lowest worker more money. This would allow you to dodge the taxes. That would make your company better, wouldn't it? If the people at the bottom got more money, wouldn't that be good news? Wouldn't that be good for your company? Wouldn't that make the people want to work there? That would give you cred. It would give you clout within the business organization. We would all say, hey, it's really good to work at Walmart because their CEO, instead of paying taxes, pays his workers more or reinvest it to an extent in the company. Get them better health care. Pay for better stuff for them. Pay for better, pay for more child care time off. Pay for child care for them. Do all these things to make their lives better, and you will be able to dodge the taxes. We will cut your taxes, Mr. CEO. But Waldo, your profit margins will go up under this plan. It really will. The people will have more money. The people will spend more money. The economy is a cycle that needs to spin. It's a wheel. The economy is a wheel. It has to turn. If everything goes up, it's a straight fucking line and it doesn't function anymore. The people at the bottom run out of stuff and then there's no more money to go up. All the money's at the top. It's not trickling down. Trickle down doesn't work, but it has to pour down. It has to fucking rain, man. The water cycle is a good example. It goes up and then it comes back down, and then it goes up and then it comes back down. It's a cycle. It needs a wheel. It needs a turn. They don't want it to turn because they want more. They want more money. They want more power, and they want to spend that money the way they want. And they don't want the government coming in to regulate them, which means that the tariff is a regulation. The tariff is a tax and a regulation. The Walmart's not going to like this. The people are not going to like this. This is not a conservative plan. Tariffs are not a conservative plan. But he's going to either do them poorly and it's going to be awful, or he's not going to do them and he's going to blame fucking Joe Biden. He's going to blame me. He's going to blame the liberals for not solving the debt with his magic tariffs that don't exist. His unicorn thing that doesn't exist. Waldo voted against the magic, and because it doesn't exist, because he says it doesn't exist, and because Donald Trump wasn't allowed to do the magic of charging China the tariff, which doesn't exist. That's not a thing. That doesn't exist anywhere. It's a unicorn. It's a magic spell. And I pointed out that this magic spell doesn't exist, and now he can't do the magic spell, and it's my fault. That's the feeling that he's going to try and give his voters and his supporters. But they won't be poors anymore, and how will I feel superior? Yeah, exactly. There won't be as many poor people, and we need to feel like those are the bad people, and it's their fault that everything is wrong. Yeah, this tariff plan that he has doesn't make any sense. It's not a real thing. He's talking about magic, and if the magic doesn't work, the magic only works. The magic doesn't work. His magic tariff plan doesn't do anything. Doesn't charging China tariffs isn't a thing. It's not a real thing. It doesn't happen. It can't happen. I can't believe Waldo didn't give me a raise and lower my taxes. But yeah, exactly. The Dems want to do exactly that. Bernie wants to do exactly that. He wants to, he wants to raise your taxes, but he wants to give you a raise and raise your taxes. He wants to, the leftist idea, the leftist actual populism, not this fake bullshit tariff populism that Donald Trump is pushing. Bernie and the left want to charge the people at the top income tax. That money then goes through taxation to the poorest among us, through welfare and stuff like that. And if the CEO wants to dodge that tax, if he will lower his pay, spend it back in on the company, or paying his workers. If the CEO of Walmart lowered his pay, his take-home pay, what are they going to do with all that profit? Well, they're going to reinvest it in the workers. They're going to reinvest it in the people that work there. They're going to buy better equipment. They're going to do more safety stuff like that. They're going to give those people more time off. They're going to hire more people. This is a good thing. But he's convinced the dumbest among us, that the conservatives at large have convinced the dumbest among us that this is a bad idea, that taxing these people will tax everybody. No, it won't. Taxing the people on top is only necessary when they don't make the economy wheel spin. Maybe we need an economy wheel that spins. It's a show on screen. Let's see. What else we got? Tariffs, Walmart. Okay, so that was, here's some good news. Matt Gaetz says he's not returning to Congress next year. Hooray! I've suggested, I said this on Thursday, but this guy was a trick. The Wheel of Dime, KBP, I like that. A spinning dime, the Wheel of Dime. It's an economy joke. It spins. It's already round. I can find a photo of it, and maybe I could animate it, an animated GIF of a spinning dime, the Wheel of Dime. Maybe this is a good idea. I like that, KBP. Good job. Is he going to self-report to jail? No, because rich people don't go to jail. You see, it's only illegal to hire underage prostitutes when you are poor. See, if you are a congressman, you're allowed to do that. This is that two-tier justice system again. Donald Trump and Matt Gaetz are allowed to break the law. You aren't, because you are not a very important, very rich person within Congress. So, he's not going to self-report to jail. He is going to just not return. He's going to go get a fancy job at OAN or Fox News or that other TV news place that is spitting out right-wing propaganda. Or when Elon buys MSNBC, he'll just get the prime time spot at MSNBC. That's what he's going to do. He's going to go make more money. He's going to take money from billionaires. He's going to be a millionaire taking money from billionaires to lie to poor people. That's what he's going to do. He's going to lie to poor people, making millions from billionaires. This is what we call the chain of events. What do we call this in America? I don't know. Is there a name for that? the American media organization, I suppose, billionaires paying millionaires to lie to poor people. That's what he's going to do. He's not going to be in Congress, though. This is not a surprise. This was a distraction. I said this on Thursday, but he was a distraction. He's going to open his own chain of sex club, maybe, and he'll be allowed to do it. He was a distraction. He always was. He was intended to be a distraction. He was supposed to do that. Donald Trump knew he wouldn't last. Probably. It's 50-50, honestly. Either Donald Trump knew he wouldn't last, and we would all scream about it for a while, getting more headlines, being in the news. That's good for Donald Trump. He loves being in the news. He loves his name on headlines, even if it's for something horrible. Like suggesting Matt Gaetz should be Attorney General. The other 50% chance is that it just pisses the Dems off, and there's no reason for it. Choices made by spite-based decision making. What do the Dems dislike the most? That's what I'll do. Oh, the Dems dislike when crooks are in charge of the DOJ. Okay, great. Well, let's find the biggest crook we can and put him in charge. I want to squeeze those chipmunk cheeks. Yeah, I know, right? But yeah, the spite-based politics are a thing that we're going to have to get used to. We're going to see a lot of it over the next 4 years. Hopefully Elon is also a distraction, but it also means that there's something worse to trade with him. No, I think Elon is making himself the distraction. He's trying to make his own money. Elon is going to cut regulation to the companies that he owns. Vivek is going to cut Wall Street regulation so that he can do more rug pulls, so that he can create a company, get everybody hyped, have a whole bunch of investors invest in it, sell his stock, then the company craters and goes into the ditch, and then he's gone somewhere with all the money. That's what he wants. He wants more of that. He wants more cryptocurrencies that he can talk about really loudly into a camera, tell you how this crypto is going to be the future, and then the crypto goes up, and then everybody buys into it, and then he sells his stock, and then it crashes, craters, hits the ground, and he's got money. That's what he wants to do. He's going to take away regulations that prevent that kind of behavior. There are a few regulations that prevent that behavior, and he hates them. Okay? Scam-based economy. That is where we are going. We are moving rapidly toward the scam-based economy. Every time your phone rings, who is it? Somebody who wants your money. Either a bill collector. Every time my phone rings, it's a bill collector or somebody who wants to sell me something, or a scam. Okay, that is only going to increase. That is absolutely going to increase. Does Musk schmoozing with Trump and having access to high-level political meetings tip our government into aristocracy? Yes, it actually does. I think you're right, Sewells. This does move us closer to an aristocracy. The Founding Fathers hated aristocracy. Man, that's what they fought the entire war against. The Revolutionary War wasn't for American freedom. Well, it was for America's freedom. Freedom from what? Aristocracy. Freedom from the rich making all the decisions. Freedom from the people who were born into power from having that power. Elon Musk, Donald Trump, giving power, being born rich the way they were. He's anti-American. That's why the estate tax exists. It's very, the conservatives hate the estate tax. God, they hate it. They call it the death tax, and they scream bloody murder about it. But the reason for an estate tax, a death tax, is to prevent aristocracy, to prevent rich people from getting all the money, giving it to their kids, and then their kids get more money, and then the money never goes anywhere. It just stays up at the top within the rich people, within the strata, forever, never leaving. And then they're in charge of the government, and then they write all the rules, and then they get their friends elected, because you can just apparently give people $1 million a day to vote for your favorite candidate in Pennsylvania, if that's what you feel like. And then they'll make that legal, and then the lawyers will make that legal, and then the people you elected that you paid to get elected will make it your business better. This is aristocracy, and it is a bad time. It will go poorly. The people don't like that generally, but we've been convinced that this is right, and I think we're all going to get a real good lesson on why aristocracy is a bad idea over the next few years. Hopefully, we will see that. What the hell was I talking about? Yeah, Matt Gaetz is out, and he won't be returning to Congress. I think he was a distraction, and I think he will. I think he was going to retire at this. He was going to step down at this time, no matter what, even if Kamala had won. And the Dems had the thing, they were going to release that information, but they generally, this is a habit of the House. The people in the House, when you do something wrong, they do an ethics investigation, and then they release it, and then they vote to release it. If you step down, if you abandon your post before that report gets released, they stop the report. This is the threat. Hey, you did a crime. We're going to point it out, and then you're probably not going to win anymore. And then they step down. This is what happens normally. There's a long history of that happening within the House. So I really do think he was going to bow out at this time, no matter what. The fact that Donald Trump tossed him this bone, this attorney general thing, was just to create faux drama, to create headlines, to get his name in the news for 5 minutes. And to piss off the Dems. So it's a little both. He suspected that it would fail, but it's drama bait. It's exciting. People will notice it, and it will all scream about 17-year-old prostitutes on the news, and then it'll be a whole thing. And then he gets to talk about how smart he is, and how he gets to piss you off some more. So that's what he's doing, spite-based decisions. What time is it? It is 11 o'clock. So I'm going to grab a puppy dog. Are you guys ready for a Bobo break? I think it's time. I'm going to grab the puppy dog. You can see him, his little ear. Right here. You can see his little ears. See his little ears right there? Okay, I'm going to grab him, and we're going to have a Bobo break. Be right back. That is Bobo, the baby bark boy. You can see lots of photos of him on the Discord. If you go on over to the Discord right here, there's an entire channel just filled with Bobo, the baby bark boy photos. And you can Photoshop them. I think that it's fun. Put him in weird places. Put him in an active volcano. I don't mind. It's a good time. KBP put him on top of a pile of skulls, and I think that's super cool. Gave him some scary red eyes. He's chilling. He's relaxed today. He had a nice long WALK. I can't say the word, or he'll hear it and then think that that's what we're doing. So you have to spell it out, just like children. He had one of those this morning, and it was a nice long time, and so he is very chill right now. Okay, let's look at the news some more. That's what we're here for, right? Okay. Dangerous and effective. Experts say that Trump's AG pick, Pam Bondi, is frankly worse than Matt Gaetz because she knows how to actually do the job. She has experience being an attorney general, and he didn't. The reason he sucked is because he didn't follow the law, and he's a serial rapist. But he's a degenerate prostitute paying. He pays for child prostitutes. That's a bad thing. We don't like that. That generally means that you're not a good person. But she doesn't do that. And because he was so awful, the people are going to accept her. This was the plan, I think, all along. Nominate the worst person ever. Then when the second worst person ever gets nominated afterward, they seem better in comparison. So she is going to be more effective at the job. Bondi repeatedly demonstrated her loyalty to Trump while serving as Florida's Attorney General from 2011 to 2019. So she has experience with it. She is an awful person, I suspect. And you can yell at me if you want, but if you look like that, you're from Florida, and you have a cross around your neck, I'm going to make assumptions and assume that you're just a terrible person. And the fact that you want to work for Trump means that you are probably a terrible person as well. And women more so. That just means you're more of a terrible person. Unlike Gates, Bondi at least has a good deal of experience actually practicing the law and overseeing a large office. She has also not been accused of sexual misconduct. That is why some who criticize Gates' pick aren't celebrating its replacement, because we can't get rid of her. She's probably going to pass, you know. Bondi looks more normal on the surface, and she has the kind of experience you look for in a position like this. She's just as much of a fascist, but she looks more normal. Unless you're the insider threat to the Trump cabinet. It seems unlikely. She seems to be a big fan of his. But she looks more normal, you see. She won't have this controversy swirling around her. So when she does the fascism legally, the people will accept it because she looks more normal. They will feel better about the fascism because it's coming from a nice lady, nice white blonde lady with a cross around her neck. So they'll welcome the fascism. They'll be more accepting of it. It'll be a good time. Well, I read Blondie look more normal. What else do we got to talk about today? More drama. Now GOP senators want another of Trump nominees' full FBI file. So this is Tulsi Gabbard. She is also a bad choice, but also a distraction. The alignment between Russia and Tulsi Gabbard is worrying some Senate Intelligence Committee members. Of course it is. This is the same thing. She is a terrible, terrible, terrible choice. But when she fails, and she will, it will be the bad option will seem by comparison less bad. This is the plan. This is the trick that he's playing on us. Linda McMahon lying about her education degree, disqualifying, is what they're suggesting, that she lied about her education degree, and so she shouldn't be allowed to be the head of the Department of Education, which is going to collapse and they're going to kill anyway. Which is kind of the point for Donald Trump here. He's suggesting someone who doesn't have a degree in education and understand anything about educating people or children to be in charge of this thing so that it fails. If it goes badly, he can just blame her. If it collapses, he can just point to the fact that it shouldn't have existed at all, and he doesn't like it and he doesn't want it, and you don't want it either, and it's bad for you actually. So it doesn't matter who he puts in charge of it. But she doesn't have a degree in education. She has a degree in French. I think I read here. Where was it? It was down here. I read about it. Damn it. Where are you? Okay. The billionaire professional wrestling mogul served as the Connecticut Board of Education for a year in 2009 and has spent years on the Board of Trustees at Sacred Heart University in Connecticut. Newsweek has contacted McMahon for comment through email, but she didn't say anything. Is now facing fresh scrutiny for incorrectly claiming in a vetting questionnaire before being nominated to serve in the State Board of Education in early 2009 that she had earned a degree in education from East Carolina University in 1969. You dummies, East Carolina is not a place. There's a North Carolina, there's a South Carolina, but there's not an East Carolina. Think, dummies. How could she have gotten a degree from East Carolina? Stupid. But it was actually in French that she got her degree. She got a degree in French, not education. So she lied about that back in 2009, and now that she's running for the office, they've chosen her to be in charge of the Department of Education. They're saying that she should be disqualified. Again, this is more distraction. She looks terrible. She's the worst choice you could possibly make, so that when the next worst choice comes in, they won't look as bad. I don't know anything about this lady, Dr. Jeanette Neshawat, for Surgeon General. She's at least a doctor. So this one was chosen too. There's nothing horrible about her yet until we find out that she's a horrible nightmare monster and does genetic testing on Jewish people in the camps or something like that. I don't know. We'll find out something horrible about her, I suspect. Or we won't, because it's not a big deal. It's not a huge important position. The Surgeon General is not that big of a position. She got her degree from Southampton Institute of Technology. Yeah, exactly. Didn't you look at this? What else do we got? We've got Republican push bill to eliminate Department of Education with the new bill. Yeah, this goes back to McMahon. They want to get rid of it. They want it to not exist. We want federal education dollars to follow the student rather than propping up a bloated and radical bureaucracy in Washington, D.C. We wanted to close the Federal Department of Education. Trump has also accused the agency of indoctrinating young people with inappropriate racial, sexual, and political material. Now, you can find his hypocrisy right here. I think, didn't he say that they've never educated anyone? Let's see. Wait, okay, so, wow, okay. The Federal Department of Education has never educated a single student, but they have apparently indoctrinated young people with inappropriate racial, sexual, and political material. They can't be doing both. This is an impossible scenario. This is a married bachelor. They are indoctrinating, but they have not educated anyone. You can't have both of those. You can say that they educated them in these things, but you can't do both. They're screaming silently. It doesn't make any sense. It's almost following. I know this is going to be a stretch, but it's almost like this Trump guy doesn't know what he's talking about. It's almost like he's making shit up. It's almost like he's lying. Also have a degree in education. I got it for completing the educating body known as high school. Yeah, exactly. You went to high school, you got a degree in education. Might as well. Let's just say whatever the hell we want. It doesn't matter. Who cares? If you're on the Republican side, you can just do whatever the fuck you want. Nobody cares. You could just be a liar all day long, and they don't care as long as you're making them feel good. If you make all the people on the right who got a high school diploma think that they have a degree in education, guess what? You just got yourself reelected, Sewells. Way to go. You have to be a Republican, though. Sucks. They are not the coolest people to hang around, I suspect. Let's see. Ooh, hey, look at this. Elon Musk is now cyberbullying government employees. This is great. This is fantastic. He is so fucking stupid. God, this is good. Musk has taken his new role to unhinged levels. Elon Musk is so excited to start his new gig ruining the federal government that he's getting an early start by goading his millions of followers to cyberbully government employees. This week, Musk took aim at Ashley Thomas, the director of climate diversification for the U.S. International Finance Corporation. Now, this is the type of sentence that the right wing hates. Climate diversification for the U.S. International Finance Corporation. They think that's not real. Okay? They hear those words in that order as not a real job. That's what they think. They think that this is some sort of government fat cat who watches cartoons all day and just gets paid for nothing with their tax dollars. That's what they think. Or they force good hardworking Americans to go to diversification training and learn how you should speak to blue-haired they-thems. That's what they think this person is doing. But what are they actually doing? Reality doesn't agree with them. This is a highly technical role that involves developing ways of securing agriculture and infrastructure against extreme weather. That's an important job, especially as climate change continues to create extreme weather, more hurricanes, more droughts, more flooding, more damage to the world. Means that we need ways to secure the agriculture and infrastructure against extreme weather. But they don't know that because the right-wing media that they're drowning in won't tell them that. After a right-wing troll account posed on X drawing attention to Thomas's position, Musk reposted it, noting that there were so many fake jobs. He thinks this is a fake job. He thinks that preparing your country for extreme weather is a fake job because he is an idiot. Elon, you are a moron. This is an important job, but because you don't understand it, you think it's fake. You are anti-science. Elon Musk is anti-science. There's nothing we can do about it. He's the richest man in the world, and he owns the largest communication platform in existence, and he is anti-science while claiming that he's launching rockets into the fucking space and creating an electric car revolution. Your companies have positions something similar to this, but you're an idiot and can't look into what's going on. I bet if he were educated on what this person did, he would maybe find some sort of reason for them to exist and not think that it's a fake job. But that would require him to learn things. And remember, he's anti-science. He can't learn new stuff. He already knows everything. Don't you know that? Elon Musk already knows everything. You can't teach him new stuff. God, no. You can't explain new ideas to him. No, he already knows everything. His tech runs on faith. Maybe he's an orc. Maybe his entire place runs just on the belief that it does run. Maybe he's got orcish Warhammer 40k logic going on. The only reason their engines work is because they believe that they will. That seems unlikely. I've never seen a faith-based engine before outside of Warhammer 40k. Maybe he's got them. That rocket that took off just the other day, maybe that's just filled with his hopes and dreams, and then they burn those hopes and dreams and it explodes and it flies into the sky. I doubt that's the case. He is simply a salesman, just like Donald Trump. That's why they get along so well. They're salesmen. That's all they do is they sell you the idea. They hype it up. They are hype men. They are not scientists. Elon doesn't know science. He doesn't comprehend it. He is a salesman. And right now, what he's trying to sell the American public is that the government needs to stop collecting taxes from rich people, and that they need to stop regulating all the rich people so that the rich people can do whatever they want. And it'll be good for you, because that'll be good for you. I'm not sure how. He is going to lie. And he's going to create that aristocracy, and he will create a larger gap between himself and you. Every day that he's allowed to kill a regulation. Every time he kills a regulation, he's going to widen the gap between him and you. And every day he cuts a tax somewhere, he's going to widen the gap between him and you. And every time he kills one of these government jobs that he does not understand because of his own ignorance, he does not understand what these government employees are doing, he will create a bigger gap between him and you. Because now the government can't do planning for agriculture. You will suffer because of that. If the government can't plan for extreme weather, you will suffer. He won't. God, no. He's got lots of money. He can just go wherever it's nice. He can just order more food. He can just have his employees make food for him. They can go out and get it for him. He won't suffer. You will. That is the Republican way. Make the people suffer for the people on top to have better lives. That is the Republican way. That is the conservative plan. It always has been, and it always will be. Well, maybe they could change in the future. I can't tell the future. I'm apparently bad at predicting things, but I'm noticing. I'm pretty good at noticing. I'm pretty bad at predicting, maybe, but I'm noticing that now they're just picking on people on Twitter. Musk targeted Yoel Roth, who was Twitter's head of trust and safety, suggesting that Roth was endangering children, leading to his hordes of haters accusing Roth of being a pedophile and calling for his death. Exactly. He leads a horde of haters. That's not a way to run a country, man. Musk's mob mayhem is also the sign of what is to come. Oh, great. There's more coming. Everett Kelly, president of the American Federation of Government Employees, told the Journal that Musk's tactics are aimed at sowing terror and fear at a federal employee. It's intended to make them fearful that they will be afraid to speak up. This is going into my rant here in just a minute as well, which I'm getting ready to do. This is what is to come. People too scared to do what's right. How Democrats will try to block Trump's promise of mass deportations. 6 of the top blue state law enforcement officials tell Politico that they're in the early strategies to counter the incoming president. This is what we need to do. Stand against it. Democratic attorney generals are preparing a raft of legal actions to prevent Donald Trump from carrying out mass deportations of undocumented immigrants, setting the stage for a series of showdowns over one of his central campaign pledges. In interviews with Politico, 6 leading blue state prosecutors say that they are girding, it sounds dirty, doesn't it, to take Trump to court over misusing military troops on domestic soil, attempting to commandeer local or state law enforcement to do the job of federal government and denying people's constitutional rights to due process. Because you will not get due process. There's 11 million people that they need to get through, 20 million, 30 million, 50 million if you listen to Trump, who need to be processed. You won't get proper due process. You will not get your rights respected, and you will not get attorneys. They will just choose at mass, depending on how you look and what they think about you, how they feel about you, where you're going. They won't be determining what's best for these people. They're going to be rush. This is a rush job. It's going to be sloppy. It's going to be a mess. But the people are preparing to fight Trump over withholding federal funding from local law enforcement agencies in an attempt to induce them to carrying out the deportations, as he did unsuccessfully in his first term. Yeah. There are ways to handle this that are in line with American values and conform to American law, but they don't seem to be interested in pursuing that. And there's always someone like me who has an important role to play. So they're going to try and use the law. I don't know if that's going to work. It might not. So what are we ranting about today? We are going to say, remember the new border czar has suggested that the people should self-deport because we know where you are. I think he's lying. I don't think they know where you are. And I don't think they're going to be able to go and get you. Quick trial. Yeah. Super quick trial. Guilty, 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 guilty. That's how quick the trials are going to be. What I would say to anybody that's worried, don't go willingly. Do not self-deport. That's what they want. Do not give them what they want. Make them work hard to do the oppression. That way, the cameras and the public will see the oppressive actions and may feel bad about them afterward. All politics are based on feelings. The people of America are driven by their feelings, and they will feel bad when they see immigrants being dragged away from their crying children. They will feel bad when they see drone footage of the concentration camps. They will feel bad when they see cell phone footage of trans women being dragged out of women's restrooms and beaten. They will feel bad when their gay friends have their marriages annulled by the state. They will feel bad when women lose some forms of birth control and then another and then another and then another until they're all gone. And they will feel bad when their children are taught the Bible instead of history in school. Don't willingly give up any freedom. Make them take it. I personally don't belong to any of those groups having the freedom taken away at the moment, unless there is a crackdown on political speech, but that's unlikely. That might happen, but it's much further down on the fascist wish list. And if they do that, I will keep streaming and keep talking about what is right until the Gestapo kicks in my door to stop me. I won't self-censor. I won't pre-comply. If they want me to stop calling Trump a fascist, they're going to have to do it by force. And guess what? Using force to stop people's words, very fashy thing to do, so then it proves me right, and then the people will feel bad about that if I'm lucky. But as I was saying, I'm not a member of those minorities losing their rights. So it's my job to try and watch out for them, point out when they're being harmed, stand up for them if I see them in public being harmed. If I see something wrong going on in public, I need to stand up for it. Record the brown shirts as they're doing their hate crimes. Vote every chance I get, and don't give up on the things. And don't give up if things don't go my way. Because I really do think that Trump is going to make people's lives worse, bigly. And when he makes them feel bad, they will need somewhere to go, and I want them to go left. So, be available. I guess that was my rant for today. And that's all the news I have for today. So I'm going to close this, and then I'm going to close this. Oh, no, let's look at Weimar, Germany. Here we go. Let's look at this. The Weimar Republic was the name given to the German government between the end of imperial period 1918 and the beginning of the Nazi Germany 1933. Political turmoil and violence, economic hardship, where have you heard about that lately? And also new social freedoms and a vibrant artistic movement characterized the complex Weimar period. Many of the challenges of this area were set the stage for Adolf Hitler's rise to power. Economic hardship, freedom, and vibrant artistic movements. That's describing us right now. It is. And what happened after this? Well, the people who were worried believed the lies that Hitler told them. This is why I don't feel bad comparing the conservatives to Nazis right now. They're blaming the economic hardship on the artistic movements, on the freedom of the people. So if you fit within a category that they don't like, it's your fault. The social and economic upheaval that followed World War I powerfully destabilized the Weimar Republic. Germany's fledgling democracy gave rise to many radical right-wing parties who then believed that Germany was not lost the war because of military failures, but been stabbed in the back. Where do you hear that rhetoric? The enemy from within. Those evil immigrants that are stealing from you. They're stealing your job and your unemployment at the same time. The founders of the Weimar Republic, they blamed the founders of the Weimar Republic, Jews, socialists, liberals, and war profiteers. And others on the home front were blamed for undermining the war effort. They blamed all the people they didn't like. And in doing so, after they blamed all the people they didn't like, they started promising to deport them, load them up on trains and get rid of them. And that's what they did for the Jews back then. They loaded them up on trains, they took them away from their houses, they split up their families, they put them into camps, which is what we're doing right now. We had lots of freedom, and the people, instead of appreciating that freedom, the conservatives, point to everything that goes wrong. They blame anything that goes wrong on that freedom. You have the freedom to have abortions. You had the freedom to get married. You had the freedom to be a trans person, but they don't like those things, so they will blame all of those people and all of the things they don't like for any problem that exists. They're lying. Don't listen to them. Don't let them trick you. Immigrants are not harming your wages. They're not. Rich people are harming your wages. Elon Musk is far bigger threat to us than any migrant caravan. Elon Musk is a much bigger threat. He's paying people for votes. He's paying people to go into this lottery to support him and vote for Donald Trump. He owns the largest communication tool in existence, which is just filled with Nazis and hate and spite. And he's going to threaten to buy CNN or MSNBC and stuff like that and then tell you what's real. Motherfucker. They've been screaming about George Soros for decades. I've been hearing about George Soros for a very long time from the people on the right, from Alex Jones. They've been telling me about George Soros, about how he uses money to get people to say what he wants. Elon's openly doing it. Why? Out in the open, looking you in the face, looking into the camera, telling you right now that he's paying and buying all of the information. What a sus subscribed. I appreciate that. Thank you very much, sir. YouTube is a fun place. Thanks for coming in. Tell us what you're thinking. Tell us what you're feeling. Hop in. So yeah, he's doing everything that they said George Soros was doing, only he's actually doing it. They made up 1,000 lies about George Soros. And some of the stuff was true. He did bankroll some people who were running for office. That's what Elon's doing. He did donate to liberal candidates. That's what Elon's doing. Only more so, only to an extended degree, to an exponential degree. Elon Musk does everything they say George Soros did times 10. But they accept it. They like it. They love it when he does that. Because he's not woke. He's not the liberals. He's not the left. They don't have any ethics. The people on the right do not have ethics. They do not have guardrails. They do not have principles. They have the will to power. That is all they have. And that is all they need. Because if you have that will to power, you will do whatever it takes. You will tell any lie that needs to be told. You will lie to the people about what a tax is and what isn't. You'll tell them, you'll get onto a stage and tell the American people that a tariff is not a tax. And they'll believe you if they want to. If they want to believe you, they will. Belief is the problem. They feel like Donald Trump is telling them what they want to hear, and they will feel like he's the best choice. And when things go wrong, if he's good at his job, he will blame the poor people. He will blame the brown people. He will blame the trans people. He will blame the gay people. He will blame the liberal people. And if they don't see reason after that, they'll start rounding them up and putting them in camps and tossing them out. And then we're back at Weimar Germany, to the example that I gave you. And that's where we're headed. We're headed towards mass deportation. They're building the camps. And if it doesn't work, they'll just try it harder. And that's the thing about conservatives. They don't like say, oh, okay, this didn't work, quit doing it. No. It didn't work, do it harder. It didn't work, double down. Expelling 11 million people didn't function, 11 more. What's my opinion on Scott Adams? Who is Scott Adams? Do I know him? Is he a Florida representative? Or am I getting it wrong? Scott Adams. I'll Google him real quick. American author and cartoonist. Is he the Dilbert guy? Yeah, he made Dilbert. Okay, so yeah, Scott Adams. He made Dilbert, and then he went crazy. He went nuts. He really did. He fell into the right wing. He started watching YouTube. So he fell into the right wing pipeline. He watched PewDiePie. Then he left his YouTube stream, his YouTube window open, and then it moved him to the right, and then it moved to the right, and then it moved to the right, and then he became a super hard right conservative who is pushing authoritarianism and voting for fascists. So that's what Scott Adams. I've heard about him, and I've seen some of the tweets that he makes. They're all super hard right wing and bad ideas. Like, I think most right wing ideas are bad and wrong and incorrect and not connected with reality. So he draws cartoons and is disconnected from reality. That's a thing that you can be, I suppose. If you've got any specific things that he has said or done, feel free to pop them into chat or into the Discord, honestly. Hop into the Discord and tell him, leave links to things he said in the past or done in the past. If you're on board with him, that's fine. That's acceptable. You can tell him about how cool he is in the Discord if you want to leave links, because links don't work in the chat. They don't work. I've got that turned down because of all the bots on the internet. So, okay, what is that? That was the rant. That was the complaint. So I'm going to start up a video game. That's what I'm going to do. I'll turn on Steam, and we're going to do some more hauls.
Resources.
Hey, shut up. Shut up.
Savvy planning.
That's from the Path of Exile page. Because I went there to see if I could, if they gave me a free key. They did not give me a free key. I did not spend enough money over the past 10 years for them. You had to spend like $300 or $400 or something like that over the past 10 years, and I didn't. I only spent $60 or $70 over the past 10 years. So they did not give me a free key for Path of Exile 2. I will have to pay for one for $30. That's easy enough, and I'm going to anyway. So yeah. So personally, what have I been doing lately? I have been furiously trying to finish up a few of my old games that I haven't finished yet, so that I can play Path of Exile. Yeah, the algorithm steers people in that direction for sure. Didn't he say people should flee black neighborhoods? Probably. White flight is a thing that happens. If I remember correctly, he probably did say something along those lines about how if you don't like the bad neighborhood you're in, you should just move. That doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me, if you ask me, because if you move, if you have the money to move, then you can make it better, or the poor people don't have the ability to just go somewhere nicer. That's a thing about school choice as well that I dislike. Window capture off. Game capture on. There's a game. We have to play the archer. I don't like the archer that much, but we have to play the archer. Yeah, he does push right-wing talking points in the past when I have seen him talking. I don't follow him, and I'm trying to not go on Twitter. But if he said some things that are stupid, it wouldn't surprise me. What are we doing? We're going to equip the archer. Let's equip the archer. Let's put some equipment on him. Hat. What hat? We like this hat. What hat is this? For each burning enemy, 1 burn damage. No, I'd rather do this one. The necklace, we're going to do... negating the damage. Then we're going to do a ring. We're going to keep the demon ring and the skeleton ring. Where's my skeleton ring? There's my skeleton ring. Firewalker boots are not that good. We're going to do the spike boots. Armor, we're going to put on the cloak. Gloves is, what kind of gloves? Attack speed, that is pretty good for the archer. Okay. All right, I think we're ready to roll. We got to do Agony 3 in... Gosh, what level did it have to be? What level was it? Haunted Caverns. Okay. We're going to go to the Haunted Caverns. Turn on Agony. Wait. This isn't it. I think I have to go over here. Yeah, here we go. Enter the halls through a shrine in Agony mode. Yes. Go. And so, yeah, for the next few years, that's what I'm going to do. That's all I can do is point out the things that are going wrong when they're going wrong, and try to take care of the people around me. Maybe if you see bad things happening, stand up for the people who are being hurt, and if you see some fascism, record it. You don't have to stand in front of it or anything like that, but record it. When the brown shirts come to town, record them. And then the people will hopefully not appreciate it. Because I think most Americans are just normal, decent people. They're awash. They're drowning. They're basted in right-wing talking points. Because the right wing gets to decide what we talk about every single day. I don't know why we just allowed that to happen. I don't know how, but they wake up in the morning and they say, okay, here's what we're going to talk about today. And then CNN just talks about whatever the fuck they said. The right wing sets the narrative. They set the discussion points. If you and I were going to have a discussion about things, and I said, okay, well, today we're talking about Star Wars, and that's what we're fucking talking about. And then the entire news media talks about Star Wars. That's what they're doing. I kind of have that at the moment because I'm running the live stream, but you can just leave and go watch somebody else's live stream if you don't want to talk about Star Wars. But when the right wing wakes up and says, we're talking about trans bathrooms today, CNN starts talking about trans bathrooms, and then MSNBC starts talking about trans bathrooms, and then the people on Twitter start talking about trans bathrooms, and they get to set the stage. They decide what we do. I don't know why we let them do that. If they're all talking about kitty litter and trans people, then you can just talk about something else, CNN. You can. You don't actually have to listen to them. They are disingenuous. The people on the right are usually disingenuous, saying things they don't actually believe to get their point across. They know that there aren't that many trans athletes, and it's not that big a fucking deal anyway, and most of them didn't respect women's sports to begin with. They always thought it was a fucking joke, and they never paid any attention. So why do we take their opinion when it comes to trans people in sports? We shouldn't. Don't listen to them. Also, it's not a big deal. It's a very small issue. And it shouldn't be decided by the president. States' rights, super important. Everybody wants local control, but when somebody wants to locally allow trans people into a sports league, you're like, no, get the federal government involved. The president needs to weigh in on this. No, he doesn't. Am I a crazy person for suggesting that the president isn't allowed to set the standards for the local softball team? I'm a crazy person, it seems, for suggesting that the president shouldn't be setting the rules and laws for the local softball team. But they want him to, if he agrees with them. That's what the conservatives want. The conservatives want the president to make that decision if the president is a Republican. then they want that. I don't like this idea. They're all about self-governance and states' rights until they have federal power, and then the federal power is what matters. But how are you feeling? How are you thinking? What are you doing? What's going on? Are you excited about Path of Exile as well? Did you watch the live stream? Did you watch the live stream a second time with your favorite React YouTuber? Did you watch it a third time with Josh Dreyfus? These are all the important things. This is what I've been doing the last couple of days. Should I start a second channel just for that? No, I don't think so. I thought about it. That idea did come to me. I was thinking, well, maybe I should start a second channel where I just do Path of Exile stuff and keep the politics separate. But I don't think that would work. I don't think that would function properly because I'm just going to argue about the politics while playing the game, then assuming that text-to-speech works. I really would like to get it working. KBP, Shinsinto, can you guys help me troubleshoot this sometime this afternoon? After stream, I'm going to go eat some lunch, but then I'll call you, and then we'll try and get it working. I cannot figure it out. You can't read this. I can read it, but I would like the robot lady. I would like Canooch to come back and read it for me, because I won't be able to properly play very difficult video games while staring at chat. I mean, I kind of can, but then I'll die. No, you can't keep playing. What do you mean? I don't know what you're telling me, KVP. No, you can't. Keep playing. Oh, okay. No, I can't. Okay. I can't create the second channel and separate the things. I can't separate them. You're right. I can't separate them. And then for the very small reputation that I have already online, it's as a political streamer. So people would come in, even if I did have a completely separate channel just for video games. They would come in and troll me about Donald Trump anyway. So, have I driven you crazy, KVP? I don't know what you're asking me. I don't know what you're telling me. Maybe I'm missing the point. And there is a communication delay, so I'll say a thing, but then you'll have to type it, and then it comes in a few seconds later, and then I don't know what it was. Go. Multi-strike, very nice. All right, we've got Transfixion, level 3. It's got a little chevron, so it can digivolve. I've kind of been picking my skills at random. Every time I hit one of those, scrolls, I just kind of pick one at random. But now I can digivolve one of them. I might want to Oh no, boss. Well, the boss is dead. What do we got? Anything? Fighter's headband I don't care for. Bog boots or bleh. Defiant plate. When damage 3 plus 3 base defense for 10 seconds. With damage plus 5 base regeneration for 10 seconds. For 6 seconds on damage 3/4. Huh, that's not bad. I could see that being useful. Alright, the Mudman can digivolve now too. And the Needles could digivolve. Radiant Aura, sure. Range, yes. Pretty good for the Ranger. Weapon proficiency, always good. This seems to be a failure of the medium. To be a communicator and entertainer simultaneously, you need to be reactionary with a message and agenda, and also sling game stats. Mind-splitting nightmare. Oh, no, I don't mind. I kind of like doing it. I think it's fun. I don't mind arguing politics while doing this, but it's the only issue is that I have to kind of look away from the screen to see chat. So I need the text-to-speech so that it will read it to me, and then I can know what you typed. That's what I need TTS for. Or if I miss, if I don't see it pop up in chat, if it's important, you can put a TTS in there and I'll see it and I'll hear it and stuff like that. That'll make me feel better about missing them, because sometimes I miss them on YouTube because I'm paying so much attention to Kick Chat or Twitch chat. A YouTube message will come in and I won't see it, and it is so slow that I don't notice it, and then I feel bad about missing messages and stuff like that. Arcane Splinters suck. Behind you, yes, I like that one. I get red arrows out my back too. Shooting red arrows out my butt. Lightning strikes. So what do we do now? What we do is we go and get these hands so that I can level up a bit more. Then we start following the blood spatters to kill the boss. Yeah, that's what we do. Oh, and there's an extra bucket. Oh, I get a bucket for the well. Radiant 2. Strength, weapon proficiency, yeah. There's a bark boy barking. I'm going to see if there's anybody out the front door. I'll be right back. Hang on. There's nobody out there. Bark boy just barking at nothing. Well, there's a cat or a dog outside. He also hates those. Let's see. Lightning strikes, ruthless, vanguard. Okay. Oh, look, a dog. He's dead. Sorry, guy. It's a lot of gold. I like gold. Need that money. Let's hit this guy. We get up a bunch of levels. Golem, regeneration, or needles. Let's do roll duration on Golem. Roll out Golem. Lightning. I do have lightning on one skill. I'm going to take multi-strike. Quick hands. Swift feet. Aura. Base health. I haven't really taken any damage. I think I'll be alright. Spread, sure. Proficient stance, that sounds fun. Oh, took a few hits. Weapon proficiency, pierce or pinpoint? Let's do. I think we did pierce last time. Damage and force or crit bonus, crit chance. No, let's do pierce. Another boss, skelly boss. Whoa, he dropped his shield. Now it moves faster. Just dead skelly boss. Did you evolve the Golem? Get Flame Strike or something else for the Golem. So we got Wind Moving. Golem sends out shockwaves that inflict spark. Okay. Golem's melee attacks deal fire damage and have a chance to inflict burn. 30% attack range, attack speed. That's pretty good. But I don't have a whole lot of fire or burn damage. Or I get a Flame Strike, which doesn't sound like a great idea either. What else do I have that could digivolve? The lightning or the holy thing? Let's take shockwaves and the do spark. So now I've got a sparky golem. Look at that. He's just slamming things. Look at him. So cool. Good job, guy. Oh yeah, I'm supposed to be following the bloodstains. I forgot. Where'd that bucket go? Well, we'll get the bucket later. Ooh, a gold slime. Gold slime. Can I kill him? I did. I get a bunch of gold. Hooray. We're at Agony 2 1/3. So we got to go up a little bit more before we can get that Agony 3. All right, bloodstains, and we follow. Follow, follow. Shit, wrong way. Oh, I played for 999 minutes. It's an achievement, I suppose. How many hours is that? A lot? Elemental Surge Ice. No, I don't want ice. I want lightning. Lightning infinity. There we go. Now we're cooking. Okay. Wait. The blood trail took a weird turn. There it is. Hello, everybody. Please die. But die inside the circles. Oh, a boss. It's the skeleton mage boss. God, I hate that guy. He teleports and he shoots me, and then he teleports and then he shoots me. Force, sure. Why not? Hey, look, a scroll. Digivolve the Sacred Flame emits fire-based attack? No. Orbs are kind of okay. Explosive strikes. So yeah, let's digivolve that lightning. Explosions. Yeah. Yeah. A few more of these. Get inside the circle. Ugh. Ugh. Slimes. I hate those green slimes. Pooping all over the floor. I gotta step in it. There we go. Got a fragment. Go back to the well. We go follow the blood stains the other direction. Fire. Summons the fire. That doesn't matter to me. Area. I don't think that helps. Well, it does. It makes my golem bigger. So yeah, feel free to tell me what you're thinking will happen. Make wild predictions. It's fun. I do it all the time. Do we think Elon will actually get anything done? Do we think that Congress will pay attention to anything he does? Will he simply make a bunch of suggestions, claim victory, and then go away? That's what I think is going to happen. He's going to tell Congress what to do. They're going to be like, nah, man, we're Congress. We do what we want. And then he's going to go on to X and claim that he saved the billions of dollars. Or that he could have if they had just followed his directions. That's what I think is actually going to happen. He's going to say, I could have saved them all his money, but they chose not to. Where did the... Okay, where did I got a little lost here. Where did my thing go? Where did the well go? I got the extra bucket. Where's the well? Oh, red chest. I think I'll grab that. Thank you. Sparking tips lightning. Hitting sparked enemies with a physical attack has a 10% chance of shooting damaging sparks. That is kind of nice. A little resonator. Burn spark frost. Gain 2% chance of applying any elemental stack. Okay, so no, we're going to take this. We're going to put those on. Yeah. Because my arrows are the physical. Where is the well? Well. Where has the well gone? Also, there's a boss here that just died. He's been taking shots at me, but I didn't really notice. Wind crown. Okay, it's green. Okay, so we can get that from there. Kill. Gain a charge every 10 seconds. Charges. Yeah. Okay, so that's good. Better than what I got. Boop. Go. The well used to be on my screen. There's a thing telling me where it was. I thought I could follow it back, but now I can't. Now I can't find the bloodstains. Son of a bitch. But hey, we got up to Agony 3. That's good news. We finished today's quest anyway. There's the well. Okay, now I see it. It was underneath the hands. All right, I'm dumb. Its icon was hidden underneath the icon for a different thing. All right. So there should be bloodstains. There's some bloodstains. Let's follow them. I'll either take us the right way or the halfway point. I think this is the right way, though. I sure would like to not die. You fuckers die? Shit, that's the wrong way. Shit, took us to the halfway point, but we're doing okay, come on, guys, listen. I'm sorry. About murdering all your friends, okay? Okay, alright, I don't like the archer. This is why I don't like the archer. But we finished today's quest, even if we don't kill the boss on this one. We have gotten what we needed, which was Agony 3. Some food. Revive, because I died. Where'd the bloodstains go? Lost them now. Health, sure. Defense, sure. No, I found it. Okay, I think I found my bloodstains again. Let's go that way. Yeah. Okay. There it is. Okay, kill people in the circle. Get all the points. Then maybe we'll survive. Hey, there's a boss. He did. Better necklace or a better thunder ring. Spark chance, 50% spark damage. Amount of enemies in your pickup range. 100% damage for that. Yeah, that sounds pretty nice. Oops. There we go. All right. We've got the second half of the token. Okay. So then the boss that shows up in 12 minutes should be pretty easy to kill. Now we just have to stay alive that long. Which we might. We might not. You never know. That's why it's exciting. Okay. Searching for cheese. Ugh. Didn't have to take that hit. And we're going to go with those hands, and then we're going to go to the well. Yeah. Got 2 buckets. Might as well go to the well. Crit 20,000 times in one run. Okay, that's a lot. Thanks. There's the well. So we're going to throw... What are we going to throw in there? This one. Oh, and I don't have anything else that I can't send up. Yeah. Okay. Gonna wait till we get something else. And we're going to go with that skill. Yeah. Evolve some things. Ugh. Fire-based, frost, avalanche, amputation, additional shots behind you. Wait, didn't we already have that one? Enemies take a transfixion, take a 10% additional damage for each debuff attack. Let's do the flame. Let's evolve that one. We already have the shots coming out my back, so this seems like the most beneficial. Swift feet, sure. 10 minutes until the big boss shows up. Hey, Graceful Gamer, how you doing? Thanks for coming. I ranted a little bit earlier about the politics. Now we're playing games. But I am probably going to log out after this run. Got about 10 more minutes till this boss shows up, and then we'll call it for the day. And then I'll eat lunch, and then I'm going to work on getting TTS set up, because I'm going to need that. What games do you play, Graceful Gamer? I, as you can see, am the world's #1 Halls of Torment streamer. There we go. What are we doing? We're gonna... no. We can digivolve. There we go. Now we got the Magma Fists and the Lightning Fists. Oh my god. My Golem has a Lightning Fist and a Fire Fist. Take that, slimes. Deal 3 million damage with Radiant Aura. Okay. Another achieved. I don't have summons. Get out of here. I'm going to... No, such trait and all follow-ups will never be shown. Yeah. Get out of here. Get out of here. I'm tired of looking at you. It was a rock. I hit a rock. It stopped moving. I was like, why did it stop moving? Rocks. Okay, what do we got? We got 8 minutes until the boss shows up. I don't know if I'm going to survive that long. I don't super love the archer. Kind of think they're one of the weaker classes in this game. Gold boss, dead boss. Electrifying strikes. 40% chance to be inflicted with spark. There we go. Sparks. More sparks. Ugh. Could have avoided most of those hits if I just didn't suck quite so much. Ah! Surprise skeletons. Summoned skeletons. Ugh. They keep popping up right underneath my feet. Ah. Bullets. I'm gonna die. Oh. Yeah, we're dead. We got to level 80. We got the thing there. That's usually where they're buried. Yeah, under the ground. Yeah, I guess you're right. That is where skeletons come from, underground. We made 6,000 gold. That's nice. I think 999 minutes is 140 hours. There you go. Fantastic. That is a lot of hours on this game. Okay. What is my next quest, though? Let's find out. Reach Agony 3 with the Cleric. Okay, well, that's what we'll do then. This is the cleric. I don't love the cleric either, but I think we can do it. I like the cleric a little bit better than the archer anyway. So, those are job hours. 999 minutes for in the halls of torment. You should hire me. We're gonna quit. Yes, quit now. It's about noon, which is usually when I knock off on Saturdays anyway. So I have been Waldo. You have been Chat. It was a great time. I will be Waldo again on Monday night at about 7 p.m. PST, West Coast, Best Coast time. Until then, hop on over to the Discord. Tell me what you're thinking. Tell me what you're feeling. Thanks, Father, for the stream. Yeah. Going over to the Discord, and you can argue about politics over there. There's a few people to argue with. You can start arguments. You can start entire fights if you feel like it. Then you can post links in the in there that I will look at. I'll bring them up on screen. We'll talk about them. We'll fill them all out together. You can look at Bobo pictures. You can download those Bobo pictures and then Photoshop them into something silly and then repost them on there, and then we will all have a good laugh. And it'll be fun. Then if you can post memes on there, make some memes, post some memes, go for it. And then we'll put those up on screen, and maybe I'll put them up on the start screen if it's a really good one. If you got a really good one, I'll put it up on that start screen, and then we can all stare at it for hours. Well, not hours, but about 10 minutes before I start stream. That is it for me today. I appreciate everybody who's here. Thank you very much. Thanks for coming. I got a couple of new subscribers today, so that's super exciting. Some new followers, all that good stuff. I appreciate it. I know YouTube chat's a little slow, but thanks everybody. I am going to work on TTS again, and I'll be back, and then I will. I think that's it. I don't know. Drama. Yeah. I'm going to eat lunch, and then I'm going to work on it. Okay. I'll be back on Monday unless the brown shirts kick in my door and drag me off to the gulag. So, goodbye. Wait, hang on. Let me see if that one... Wait, hang on. Before I leave. I have a whopping 2 viewers. I'm not going to raid anybody because I already said I'm going. And that guy isn't up streaming. I was going to raid somebody with 2 people, but that seems kind of sad, doesn't it? It does. It seems kind of sad. Okay, I'll just close.